Hi, it's Ramsey Dewey at the UFL gym in Shanghai, China, here with Andrew to demonstrate some Capoeira techniques that you can use in mixed martial arts. We're going to start with the meia lua, de compasson, okay? It's a wheel kick. So again, turn around, hands come down, leg comes up, you can drop down or not. So, somebody's standing about right here, okay? If I want to kick him on this side of his jaw or right in front of the face, I'll step over here, and as I do that, drop my hands down, my body comes down, leg comes up, boom, okay? The great thing about capoeira kicks like this is you don't need to be really flexible to land them, okay? If I have about 45 degrees of flexibility in my legs, I can land the meia lua to the head. I will step here to the outside. If I can land this lead foot right here, I can hit him in the face with my heel. So I step, I drop, up, boom, right there. And follow through with your body weight. If I want to land on the other side, step, drop. If I can land right here, when this comes up, my foot should land about right there. Up, over, boom. Okay? Use some targets, get like some taekwondo paddles. One of the big problems with a lot of capoeira practitioners is I don't think they do enough target work. They do a lot of the jinga, a lot of the hoda, a lot of the games. And if you want to use it for fighting, practice on the heavy bags, practice on targets, and use these techniques in sparring. So here, go and hold that one up right there, right? So there's my target. I'm going to step right there. Imagine this is the head, and then cross the body there. One more time. If you land the lead foot, if you plant that in the correct position, you'll land it every time. If I'm out of position, if my foot's over here, I will not hit that target. I'll go right over the head. So again, there's the head. This foot needs to be right there in relation to it. And then I'll get it with the heel. So we're in boxing range. I step over here. Boom. Okay? In order to get that heel up to the face. Another great use of this is as a fake for a single leg takedown. Because it comes with a level change, right? I bring this up high, my body is down low. I'm right in there on a single leg, okay? So one more time, I'm out here. You don't have to do the jinga in an MMA fight. In fact, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but you know, telegraph that so he sees it coming, shoot him on that ankle kick. Okay? So without a partner, you can practice this in your shadow boxing. Throw it up there, level change, shoot for the leg. Okay, the next move is the armada, or the arc kick. You can do this with a straight leg, with a spin, or with a chamber. I find the most effective way that I use this is with a chamber. So from a very close range, like about right here, like right in clinch range, even with a collar tie, bring this up, boom, and I'm slamming the side of my shin into the side of the head. You can practice with your own hand right there. Okay, another way I like to use this is to get his guard up and away from the body to land the left kick to the liver. I'll throw the armada without the spin up high, boom, to get his guard up here. Okay, it might get him in the head, it might get him in the guard, but the objective is to scare him enough to get his arms up high, boom, so I can follow through, boom, with a body kick to the liver. The reason I would do this instead of leading with a body kick to the liver is because this is easy to catch, boom. His guard is already down there where it's easy to catch a body kick. So in order to get those arms out of the way and get him on that vulnerable spot, fake with the armada, boom, and then follow through with the round kick to the liver. So I fake up here, right leg, boom, left leg to the body. One more time, fake to get the guard up, boom, right leg, or left leg to the body. Okay, the next capoeira technique we're going to show is the hau, otherwise known as the cartwheel. Now this can be a kick. I have seen fights where people violently cartwheeled into the other guy. I actually got cartwheeled in the face once in a modern dance practice once. Not supposed to be a fight, but it was a close knockout. So there's a ton of power behind it. But I'm going to show you an alternative. Andrew, come on down to the ground. He's got his open guard here. I'm going to pass that guard. I'm standing right here. I want to be careful not to get up-kicked by this guy. Boom, so don't look at him. Keep your head back. That way if he up-kicks, your head is safe. And I also want to be careful of my foot placement. With my feet right here, you can weave into all these dangerous open guards, de la hila, push, pull, sweep, all this other stuff, right? So I need to pass his guard. Now, I'm going to get my lead foot in that position where he could grab the ankle. If he does, I don't know if you can see this, he's cupping behind there. I can kick up and pull it out, okay? So I'm not going to waste too much time and allow him to work his guard. So instead, I'm going to fake with some punches, right kick, make him think I want to stand up here, beat him up, and do a traditional guard pass, right? Get his focus up here so he's not up kicking. Now, when I'm in this position, foot pretty much in the center of his guard, I'm going to place this hand next to his hip, this hand on his body. Okay? Now, it's very important to put your weight on his body and not on the mat. If I cartwheel on the mat, Andrew, I want you to square up with me. Just spin around and regard. And that accomplishes nothing, right? But this time I'm going to put my hand on him, put my weight on him. Andrew, do the same thing. Okay, so why was that different? What did you feel?
Well, you stopped me from moving that way.
Yeah,
Just push me over.
Yeah, there's a frame on you, right? So essentially I move over here, I've got my weight on it. So I can move around this way, right? If I've got my hands on his hips, here, regard. See, I can move at the same speed he does. Okay? So as he spins around, I spin around at the same speed. It's like the moon moving around the earth in geosynchronous rotation. There's a $5 college word for you. So try that again. I go over, you regard, and he spins right into my knee mount. Okay? So again, one hand on him, all your weight on the man, all the way off the mat. The one on the mat is just there to stabilize. So let's do that again from this side. All right, I'm up here. I can think this is an attrition battle of striking. We get this position over in there. Boom. There's a lot of weight on this hand. It's a straight arm, stiff arm. Now, if you want to be mean and your balance is good, instead of an open palm, you can throw a fist. So I'm not going to throw the fist on Andrew, so just roll out of the way for a moment. If that's Andrew, I can punch him on the way over. It's a more high-risk, less stability move. But, again, this is one of my favorite ways to use the au or the cartwheel. So one more time to the boom, ankle pick, he pulls hard, I get this position. Boom. Capoeira, sort of. Okay. All right, the next one is the martelo from the floor. Okay, sorry, my Portuguese is rusty, so I don't remember all of the correct names of these in Portuguese. But martelo is basically a roundhouse kick. Okay, I'm on the floor, I'm in an open guard position, he's standing over me, he got the takedown. I want to get back up, I want to kick him in the head. Now there's lots of jiu-jitsu stuff I can do here. I can up kick to the legs, to the body, max kick, climb here, and boom, do that sort of thing. But what if I want to stand up as I up kick? I'll make a little bit of space, start a get up, you know, your technical get ups to get back up on your feet. If you don't know what that is, practice this a bazillion times. Right? Basically get up, keep that hand out in front just in case he's putting pressure on me. Right? Back up to your feet where you can strike, right? But let's do it with style. I'm going to make some space, right? He's given me enough space where I can land the kick to his head. And yes, you can head kick from the floor with this much flexibility. You don't need to do the splits. So I elevate here, boom, head kick right there. Elevate like a get up, boom, head kick right there. So there's his head, he's leaning over there. And I get up with that. So again, get up and up. So again, that's a head level target. Okay. If you want to know how to do this movement, right? Down in this position, start like the get up, lift your hip. You should be able to jump like you're doing Ukrainian dance steps here. Okay, that's a great exercise. Do this at home, guys. But instead of, breakdancing on the floor, after this little hop, this chambered leg, boom, it's gonna kick, like a roundhouse kick, but the power is gonna come from your head rolling over. So my head, I don't know if you can see this, turns upside down. So I'll try to do this slowly. In fact, let's film that in slow motion. I asked Andrew to do these kicks and he's like, me? Why me? I'm like, because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and people like you, Andrew. All right, hop kick right there. Boom! There's power in that. He's throwing his body weight into it. It's not just the leg. When you dip your head over, it throws your whole body weight sideways. Again. Right, again. Right on the other side. There we go. And again. There's a lot of power in that kick. So again, you can reach head level. I'll hold it really high up there. And Andrew's not the most flexible guy in the world, but he's throwing head level kicks from the floor, right next to my head. Did you know you can up kick from the floor? There's a guy did this in the UFC not too long ago, and the world went nuts. Like, what? You can do that? And all the Capoeira practitioners were like, yeah, we knew that. And everyone else was like, so why don't you get in the cage and do it? And they're like, I don't know. It's going out of grapple, that's why. All right. All right, this next capoeira movement, and again, Brazilian friends, I apologize. It's been literally 20 years since I've attended a capoeira club regularly. So again, my Portuguese is rusty. I do not remember what this one is called in Portuguese, but it's a three-legged back kick. It's a three-post back kick. You also see this in martial arts like Taido, for example. It's kind of like Japanese capoeira. So as opposed to a regular turning back kick where we turn, stand up on one leg like that, here I'm going to drop, I'm going to sit out, I can look between my legs, I can change my position here, and now stabilize on 3 posts instead of just 1. So in some ways it's a lot easier to target this one because you can see. With a back kick, you're either kicking blind, like Chuck Liddell taught, or you're kicking by peeking over your shoulder, looking through your peripherals like the World Taekwondo Federation teaches. With this style of kick, you can sit out, change level, move. I can look right between my legs. I don't know if you can see me right here. Yeah, I'm looking right between my legs. Boom, there you are. Right? So I can spot the target visually if I need to. I can make adjustments of how far away I need to be. Here I'm too far. That's about right. Maybe not quite right. There we go. Okay? Now, if you want extra power, extra knockback on a back kick, the secret is this. Lock out the leg. Same thing on a side kick. Not for a long time, but for a split second, lock it out. Okay? Same thing here. Hold that really tight. I'll drop, I'll turn, and I'll lock that out. Now, I'm not going to hold it there all day, but for a brief moment, I'll lock it to displace my target, knock him back with a lot less effort, energy, and muscle strength and weight from me. Because 2 objects can't occupy the same space at the same time. So if I do a quick retraction with a punch, he's still there. If I push him out of the way, it moves him. So if my goal is knock back power, lock out. So again, drop, turn, lock out, and right back up again. We can use this in combination with other movements. Automata, get the focus on this. All right, this next one is one of the most fundamental movements of capoeira, and I feel really bad because I totally forgot how to say this in Portuguese. It's basically a sit-out, right? We drop, hip bump, right? And we can use this to set up different movements, okay? Such as technical get up, right? If you have mother that we practice, we can draw up and switch, throw up a dua or something like that, right? But that little hip like that is also a grappling technique. So if we're fighting right here, and I shoot for a double and he sprawls, sit out, and look, and move out from under him. So I shoot over here. He's starting to, I'm gonna go out on this side. He's starting to sprawl. I will peek out there, and then I can finish my double from here. So up to speed. Let's just do it from a few different angles. Here, shoot, and then we've got that leg. If you watch practitioners of Capoeira Angola, or however you say that, it's like the African, extra African style, because it all originated in Africa. But you'll notice a lot of these guys grapple as well as all the fancy kicks. And you don't always see that in the more westernized version of Capoeira. So you might see in the Jinga, they're moving their hands like this. What is that position? Okay, we're moving from a squared up wrestling stance to a staggered stance. It's a low position where you can get your head under the other guy's head, right? Which is what we would want to do if we were going to shoot for the legs. If his head is under my head, underneath my head right there, posture unbroken, of course. Now he's got an advantage. He's got a lower center of gravity, right? So I want to get lower than him, right? So that I can sit out and get under. So a lot of basic wrestling, basic shadow wrestling is incorporated in Capoeira movements. The hands, right? The stances, right? The duck unders, the sit out. It's just strung together in a very dance-like way that can be difficult to interpret if you haven't wrestled. I can't believe I forgot about this one, the illusion kick. Again, don't remember the Portuguese name. Hands down, leg up. Hands down, leg up. Side, It's basically the opposite of the meia lua. It's a round kick instead of a hook kick or a wheel kick. Right? So we're striking with the front of the shin rather than the heel. Okay? So if I want to kick left leg, I step over here. I drop my head down, my hands down, 1 or 2. It's like a cartwheel, but one leg stays on the ground. So there's a cartwheel, okay? And here's the illusion. Okay, my hands come down, one leg comes up, I turn my head upside down, like hello, upside down world right there. Okay? And it's a shockingly close range. Hop, kick, hop. A great deal of the power in this kick comes from the head movement because I'm throwing the weight of my upper body into my leg. Similar to how Dutch kickboxers would launch their upper body forward with a straight leg kick in order to amplify the power of that kick, but just to a greater extreme. So as opposed to thrusting the body forward like a violent sit-up on a round kick, I am throwing my body upside down to drive this leg upward with the whole weight of my torso and head. Now, if I'm standing behind this, the footwork is very simple. Boom, step over here, off to the side of your opponent. Let's say this is his head. I want to kick him in the head. I'm right here. Boom, step over there. That's the footwork. The great F word of fighting. Very confusing to some people. Footwork just means where you place your feet for any specific technique. So, the footwork, boom, the handwork. So, body comes down, leg comes up, step, drop, boom, kick. Again, step, drop, boom, kick. So we move off the center line, off the line right here. Step, drop, neck kick.